Hey, what's going on, guys? Oz here. This is a new series that I'm bringing to my channel. This is called Unstoppable Class Setups, where I show you guys the most dominant weapons and setups in Black Ops 2 and guns that I use to dominate the opposition. This is part 1. Today we're going to talk about the Scorpion EVO. I haven't been using submachine guns too much ever since they came out with the patch a while back. And what that patch did was it basically decreased the effectiveness of submachine guns. It made them pretty much worthless compared to the ARs. However, there is one true SMG left that absolutely craps all over all enemies. What that is the Scorpion EVO. The reason it's so good is this massive fire rate. This gun is a shredder. It tears through enemies. And I actually haven't been using this until I played in the YouTuber Showdown, and I was basically doing like a couple of scrimmages, and some of the guys recommended this to me. I tried it out. I've actually been using long barrel because when I use long barrel on the Scorpion, it just feels what I like as stopping power to my gun. I feel like from mid-range, this thing can basically hang with an AR in mid-range because its fire rate's so fast. Also, I'm using extended mag because what you're going to find is oftentimes it'll take you anywhere from 10 to 15 bullets to kill one enemy. And that's just because of the way that the gun spits out so many bullets. You know, the fire rate's so fast that when you barely hold the trigger down, all of a sudden half of the clip is gone. So I like extended. That's going to give me at least, you know, minimum 2 kills out of that, 15 bullets each. And then I can reload while still having an extra 10 in case someone runs up on me while I'm reloading. So that's why I like the extended mag. That's why I like the long barrel. You saw the class setup earlier. I only had 9 points used. Only thing I would add in there, because I was actually adjusting the class and I didn't have enough time to do it before the game started, but if I would add anything to this, basically all I would add in is just the tactical. I would throw on like a smoke, attack insert, or a concussion, one of those, or maybe a trophy if I'm really needing to play the objective. But this is pretty much all you need on this class. You don't need stock. Stock is pretty irrelevant. You also don't need quick draw or dexterity. I mean, the thing about the Scorpion is it burns through ammo, so you're not going to be able to rush really hard anyway. You have to do a very controlled rush. You have to move, use cover, anticipate the enemy come around corners, aim around every single corner. It's not like the pre-patch PDW where you can just go balls out hard in the paint rushing because you have 50 bullets. This gun burns through ammo too fast for that, so you want to do a controlled rush. You can try out using quick draw and dexterity together, but then you're relying more on twitchy reflex, and I've never been a big fan of playing like that because it also is determined by your internet connection. Obviously, if you have pretty good aim, that helps, but internet connection when you play a real twitchy playstyle is it's gonna make or break you basically. So again, I don't like relying on the twitchy quick draws and dexterities. When I am on host or if I'm playing on 4-bar, sometimes I do like to slap on quick draw and dexterity. I will correct myself there. Basically, I give myself host advantage plus the quick draw and dexterity advantage as well. It's pretty unstoppable. Just make sure if you're playing ground war that you also toss on the tactical mask. As you can see, I'm using that in this game. Ground war is notorious for being stunned and flashbang spammed, so never get caught without tactical mask in ground war. Also, I highly recommend C4 on your Scorpion submachine gun class for the reason that with the submachine guns, you're going to be up in the enemy's face, and when you're so close to the enemy, they're bound to spawn on top of you. You're going to have groups of 3 and 4 guys running around certain corners when you push into the spawn. So definitely throw on that C4. You'll notice on a lot of my AR classes, I don't really use C4, but SMGs, I use C4 a lot just because you're that much closer to the enemy and you're that much more likely to run into a group. So anyways, that's the end of this gameplay, guys. I think I got like 81 kills. Just a pretty decent match on Vertigo DLC map. And try out the Scorpion EVO. Unstoppable Class Setups Part 1. Peace.